airfares continue to skyrocket for a third time in a span of 4 months. Air ticket prices have been hiked. If you want to book tickets for just a week from now, you will have to pay anywhere between 4 to 15% more, while 2-month forward bookings will cost you 6 to 10% more. Routes between some of the major metros, including Mumbai, Delhi, Hyderabad and Kolkata, have seen the maximum rise in fares. The surge in global crude prices and the 90% increase in ATF prices are among the reasons for this hike. My colleague Somit Sarkar joins us now for more details.
Well, airfares have been hiked for the third time in the last 4 months. Now, this was the first major hike in ticket prices was done in March 2022, followed by a hike in May 2022, and now again in June, the prices have been hiked. Now, for the 7-day forward booking, if you see, the price hikes have been in the range of around 4% to 15%, while the 2-month forward booking have been hiked by around 6% to 10%. Now, the prices were checked on June 27th, so a 7-day forward means July 4th ticket prices, and 2-month forward ticket prices means the prices as of August 26, 2022. Now, the prices were checked for the top 20 routes in India. Now, the routes that have seen the highest hike in fares are Hyderabad, Mumbai, Bangalore, Mumbai, Mumbai, Delhi, Delhi, Kolkata and Delhi, Mumbai, where the prices have hiked by nearly 6 to 15%. And for the 2-month forward, the top 5 routes that have seen the most hike, the hikes have been around 10% for the top 5 routes. Now, if you see in the last 4 months, the net hike that the airline companies have done for the 7-day forward booking has the range of around 26 to 47%, while for the 2-month forward, the hikes have been in the range of around 107 to 225%. So that's a big hike coming in from the airline companies. Now, this hike has been done to pass on the increase in the fuel prices that we have been seeing. Now, fuel prices accounts for nearly 45 to 50% of the total cost for an airline company. And year to date, if you see, Brent crude has increased by nearly 45%, while the aviation turbine fuel prices in India year to date have seen a hike of around 90%. So to pass on this hike, airline companies have taken a price hike in airfares. But it would be interesting to see how the consumer demand trends out going forward, whether they are taking this price hike positively or not. Because so far, if you see, the air traffic in India has continued to lag below the peak pre-COVID level. At the current air traffic, daily air traffic in India is still at around 80% of the peak pre-COVID level that we had seen in December 2020 of close to 4.2 lakh passengers on a daily basis.
All right, thank you for that, Somit. To speak more on this, I'm joined now by Ajay Awtaney and Himank Tripathi, President, External Affairs of EaseMyTrip. Welcome to both of you, and thank you so much for speaking with us today on the India Development Debate. Mr. Tripathi, I'll take that question to you that my colleague raised in his report before this discussion, which is that how are passengers and customers really responding to these incessant fare hikes? Of course, airline companies don't have much of a choice with rising ATF, etc. But is it not showing an impact of dampening demand?
Okay, so there are two sides to it. Number one, I have an audience who's very cautious about the budget. And there I see a little jitter. They are a little jittery. They are trying to, if not cancel, but postpone their travel, thinking that, their fuel prices may come down very soon. The second lot of my audience, they don't care. When I say I don't care, I mean the people looking for leisure travel, once in a lifetime travel. They have seen the kind of, thing happen during the pandemic. They just want to go out and live their life. They are choosing 4 and 5-star properties over their price is okay. Overall demand has gone up multifold. Let me put it this way. But yes, there's an audience who's a little worried.
What is the proportion of the first category of customers and the second category of customers? The ones who are price conscious and the ones who just don't care, in terms of how much they make up of the base?
Okay, so I think on the percentage side, I would say 30%, I would say, are people who are a little jittery. They would like to think before they spend. And I've seen 70% of my audience, they just want to go out. They are worried, but not that much, because price is not their priority right now. It's the availability and safety.
Okay. Ajay, do you think that this trend can continue for enough time? Because we know that we're still seeing the impact of so long of restrictions, etc. People desperate to travel, but there's a limit to how long that story can play out. We have now seen restrictions eased for a fair amount of time. Do you think that urge or sort of pullback because of restrictions is still continuing?
Hi, Tamanna. First and foremost, thanks for having me over again. There are just, I think there's more than one reason for why things are going to dampen and go on the low right now. Remember, we are closing June, so schools are going to be opening. So all the leisure travel is going to basically kind of get lower for the next 2-3 months. July to September is typically pre-pandemic has been a lean period. It's seasonal, and that is what perhaps we will see again this year. And yeah, it's not all about the price hikes, but it is also about the timing of when the price hikes are coming to the fore. And another reason is, international travel has opened up. So a lot of the people who were, a lot of the easy destinations from India, I would say, like Thailand, like UAE, and so on, all of these destinations have now opened up in a way where they can kind of, people can just pick up their passports and go. So uh, people obviously are choosing, let's say, to go to a Thailand or a Singapore over going to a Goa at this point of time. And that could also be one of the third reasons. So yes, I guess demand's kind of flattened out at this point of time, and it's not responding to any more fare hikes. But there's a lot more color to this problem rather than just the price
No,
hike.
so if I get you correctly, Ajay, you're saying that this sort of trend of 70% of customers not caring about prices because they really want to make up for lost time and everything that they suffered during the pandemic is not going to last for too much longer. Is that the broad idea of what you're communicating?
I'm saying, I guess the next quarter is typically the rainy period, and travel anyways cuts down because domestic summer vacation travel is now coming off. This is the first year in 2 years or 3 years where people have been able to go out, do their vacations. And that has also contributed to high occupancy of the planes, and people have been paying whatever price they really, airlines wanted something and they paid it. Now, I guess over the next 3 months, people will only travel if they have work travel, or some people will obviously be doing leisure, but yeah, most people might just be doing travel related to work and all that. Vacation travel is basically going to slow down, I believe, in the next 2-3 months.
Himank, do you agree with that assessment that the good times are not going to go on for much longer? And of course, you see that traditional bump up during the school vacation period, which is going to come to an end.
So the question is, what if? Now that question is there in my audience mind. And what I'm trying to say is, I understand that there is a season where the schools are getting open, people will avoid traveling, but you also have an audience who's having this question: what if there's another lockdown? What if there is another possibility where we won't be able to go out of India? We can travel within India, so why waste chance? Let's travel right now. So I can see my July, August period, I've seen an advance booking up by 50%. Now 50% is a huge number to talk about it. So that way, overall sentiments are extremely positive. And as Ajay mentioned, the sentiments toward international travel is catching up. European sector, despite the Ukraine and Russia issue, countries like France and Switzerland, the bookings are up by 50%. So that is a very positive sign for us, I would say.
Yeah, so tell me a bit more about international travel. How high have the fares really gone? If you compare to say 4 to 6 months ago, how high are those fares? And you have to add to this that when people are choosing to travel internationally, they're doing it at a time when the rupee is at an all-time low. So they're people who are determined to travel at any cost. So that point is really sure. But how high are the fares, and what is the kind of jump in demand that you're seeing, Mr. Tripathi?
So I'll give you a broader perspective. Looking at the window where there was no pandemic, the pre-pandemic time, 2019 and 2022, we have seen a jump of nearly 50% in airfares, if not less. 50% jump has happened mainly because of the ATF, where the fuel prices are just not stopping to coming down. We are hopeful that another few months, the prices at the international level should come down. That would bring in some relief. I also hope that our partners offer more interesting offers and packages and to make it more delightful for the audience to take it forward. But if you talk about the numbers, we have seen nearly 50% prices have gone up. But still, my audience is ready to move out. It's been 2 years, they haven't gone anywhere, especially the international circuit. So that's where I see not just the usual culprits like UAE and Maldives and Thailand. I see UK is catching up a lot. The entire European sector is catching up a lot. Switzerland, France, the bookings are like off the chart.
Yeah, Ajay, you're seeing those trends as well. Why are people willing to put up the money? And that whole what if theory that Mr. Tripathi is talking about, people are worried that what if you're stuck again for some time?
I don't think, personally, I don't believe people are traveling because they are worried about another lockdown. The worldwide things have opened up. So I don't think anytime again, if there is a closure of borders, it's going to be as haphazard and as knee-jerk as it happened in 2020. But I would say that people have been locked up, obviously, and people love traveling abroad. It's an aspirational thing. It's something they've always wanted to do. And this is the typical season when, people would usually travel to Europe because summers are great in Europe. And that's why people are going there. And obviously, Europe and India have economic connections as well. So there are a lot of people who combine their work and play, and US, the same thing, UK, the same thing. So that's why I guess people are traveling. I guess people have put behind them the fact that, there is no, that what if there is another round of the pandemic? I mean, you're still living in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Things can change any day. And you're just trying to make the most of what you have and make up for lost time. So in fact, on the visa front, there are so many people who are not being able to travel at this point of time because they're not being able to organize their visas in time, because it is typically taking, for instance, 10 to 12 weeks, for instance, for the UK guys to, at this point of time, issue a visa without any priority processing and so on.
So just one more factor that I want to add into the mix as far as airfares and demand is concerned, Ajay, is that you're going to have two new players soon offering their services, Jet, and its 2.0 version, Akasa Air. Do you think that's going to make a difference? Because remember, these players may want to come in with big discounts, etc., to grab some customers right in the beginning.
See, Tamanna, discounting always happens, but we have to keep sight of one simple thing. There is a rule or a rule book established by MOCA at this point of time, the Ministry of Aviation, where you have to stick to a certain high and low fare.
Right.
Okay. So, and that hasn't gone away. So it's not like somebody can sell a ticket to me tomorrow for travel tomorrow on the Mumbai-Delhi segment and say, hey, take this for 2,500 and go. They can't do that. It's against the law at this point of time. So I think systematically prices have gone up. And obviously, when more capacity will come in the market, they will obviously do some sort of activations to get people to try their product. But I don't see a reason where people are happily paying, for instance, 6,500 rupees on a Bombay-Delhi route. Somebody would want to go and say, okay, I'll offer my product at 4,000 rupees, because you're not just spoiling the market for the other players, you're spoiling the market for yourself as well. This is an environment where people are willingly paying high fares. So there is no reason to undercut by, let's say, a lot more.
Just your take, Mr. Tripathi, on the new entrants and what impact they will have, or are they really entering at a very good period if there's demand buoyancy anyway built in?
Oh, I come from a belief that whenever you decide to do something that you really believe in, I think that's the right time. And looking at the prospect, looking at the growth, looking at the numbers where as an organization, we have already crossed pre-pandemic numbers. We are making money, we are profitable, the sector is booming, and both of us, Ajay and I, agree that the growth is phenomenal. So I think these players coming at the right time will definitely add a lot of value. I think these are all positive signs as a sector, we all need to look very positive that way. I think we are very happy as the OTA. We are very happy to have these players on board. We believe they'll offer a lot of value add and will increase capacity as well as interesting benefits to our customers.
All right, so more the merrier as far as you're concerned. Well, thank you so much, Ajay and Mr. Tripathi, for joining us on the show this evening.
Thank you, Taman. Bye.